IBP Demand Planning Statistical Forecast. This video covers 1.2 Statistical Forecast, where typically the adjusted sales order history is used to generate a statistical forecast. Keep in mind that the IBP Statistical Forecasting model allows you to use any IBP key figure as an input. High level. Statistical Forecast. Calculate statistical forecast test. Proportional factors. New product introduction. Product lifecycle planning. Statistical forecast. Using an IBP key figure as an input, typically but not always adjusted sales order history quantity, IBP will generate a statistical forecast quantity. You can run multiple algorithms with different parameters, and IBP will choose the statistical forecast that generated the lowest error when compared to an ex-post forecast quantity. However, be aware that you will still need to specify the planning level that all the models are executed at, and your planning horizons must be fixed for each execution, for example using 2 years of history. Calculate statistical forecast test. Because you will need to specify a specific planning level and horizon for each execution of the statistical forecast model, a demand planner might want to test different parameters or scenarios without impacting the primary process. For example, they might want to see if they got a lower error if they ran the model at a higher product level. This process allows you to do this and quickly compare the results to your primary process. It will also compare external statistical forecasting engines. Due to complexity, this process will be covered in another video. Proportional factors. In order to facilitate a more accurate disaggregation of initial values, IBP will calculate a proportional factor. The actual calculation is just another statistical model, so the demand planner can decide whether they want to average the last 3 or 6 or 24 months of sales at any point. Be aware that although this shares the same name with APO, IBP and APO do behave differently when it comes to proportional factors. Once the initial key figure is populated in IBP, the proportional factor is pretty much useless. New product introduction. Since the majority of the data comes from an external system, there will be times when you may wish to plan a new product and the data has not yet been set up in ECC. For this purpose, the planner will need to manually and carefully add new product information. Although there are few, if any, key figures involved in this process, you will want to be aware of how this data maintenance could impact your process flow. Due to complexity, this process will be covered in another video. Product lifecycle planning. As a sub-process of new product introduction, you may also find yourself without sufficient sales history of a new product in order to generate a statistical forecast. In this case, you have the ability within the product lifecycle planning process to inherit the history of one or more products for statistical forecasting purposes. Due to complexity, this process will also be covered in another video. Details. Statistical forecast. Statistical forecast model can be run ad hoc or scheduled by the demand planning power user. See related videos. Statistical forecast quantity is the output of the model, the best fit for the future. Past values would not be updated or deleted. Do not stat forecast is an attribute that controls whether a statistical forecast will be generated for that specific product, location, customer combination. Statistical forecast ex-post quantity is an output of the model and is used to calculate the model error. Statistical forecast revenue is calculated by taking the statistical forecast quantity times the planned price, which is an entirely different conversation. Statistical forecast quantity future is identical to stat forecast quantity for any future date, but the past dates have been removed for reporting. Statistical total error is an output of the model and is the total error over the error horizon. Statistical error weighted MAPE is an output of the model and is the total weighted MAPE over the error horizon.
Statistical sales volume history calculated is a calculation with statistical total error divided by statistical total weighted MAPE, which is critical to weighting the error correctly.
Proportional factors. Statistical forecast model can be run ad hoc or scheduled by the demand planning power user. See related videos. Proportional factor is an output of the forecast model. Typically, a planner will choose a 3 or 6 months average. Thanks for checking out Practical IBP on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the latest videos. You can click on any of the surrounding videos to learn more.